Thousands of first responders rushed to Ground Zero on 9/11 to help rescue and treat those in need in the aftermath of those terrorist attacks. And 17 years later, the battle over paying for their health care is back in the spotlight. Comedian Jon Stewart has long championed this cause, starting with his very first Daily Show after 9/11.
Any fool can destroy. But to see these guys, these firefighters, these policemen, and people from all over the country, literally with buckets, rebuilding, that's extraordinary. And that's why we've already won.
Well, Jon Stewart is here now, along with two men who rushed in to help on 9/11. John Feal is now an advocate for first responder rights, and Richard Allies is a former deputy chief of the FDNY. Gentlemen, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
I look at that. I remember when it happened.
Sure.
Can you believe 17 years have passed, and here you are, you're still fighting for that same thing?
And I can't believe I look exactly the same.
I know.
It's like I'm preserved in amber.
It is. I want to get your face cream later after when we go to commercial.
I feel like I've been put through like a meat dehydrator. What the hell happened?
You were youthful then, you
Yes.
are youthful now, and I
Yes.
know you have energy for this fight. What do these first
these
responders
guys, so,
need?
I've known Rich and John for many, many years. John through the Feel Good Foundation and Rich through the fire department. And these guys were instrumental in lobbying to get the Zadroga Act passed, which brought health care to the first responders and survivors and victims. And unfortunately, we just passed a horrible milestone, which is over 10,000 cancer cases, 9/11 related cancer cases, and continuing. John has a park out in Wisconsin, Long Island, this really beautiful tribute to first responders and to others. And he's adding names every year. This year, I think, 106?
163.
163. Every year, we're losing more and more, everybody's been to more funerals than they know what to do with.
And for those who think it's, a memory and something that is fading into the past, you were there. You rushed in, and you were told the air was safe to breathe, and it wasn't. You think about that now?
Think about it every day. Everybody in the 9/11 community who doesn't have cancer is looking over their shoulder going, when am I next? The struggle's real. The pain and suffering's real. Most people just think two buildings came down that day and innocent lives were lost to senseless violence. But there's so many moving parts since then, and tens of thousands of people are paying for with their health because of the aftermath of 9/11, because of those lies. I don't think those lies from Chrissy Todd Whitman really change anything. I think we still would have got sick anyway because we weren't given the proper protection. But it took 10 years to get a bill passed, another 5 years to get it renewed, and now it's going to expire in 2020. We have another fight with Congress to get the James Zadroga Health and Compensation Act renewed. The bill's going to run out of money, and Rich, myself, and others who are sick, and many who we took to D.C. with us in previous years who are no longer here, like Ray Pfeiffer. I'm going to ask these sick men and women, uniform and non-uniform, to walk the halls again to fight for tens of thousands of people.
And Chief, just so people understand, you could be a first responder from 9/11 showing no symptoms and show tomorrow have a case turn up of cancer. I mean, it's the lag period. So the need is still pressing.
Oh, absolutely. Not a week goes by where we don't lose someone from the responder community. The fire department has lost 183 members post 9/11. In my retirement year now, I work for a law firm, Barish and McGarry, and we handle victims' compensation fund claims. And what I've been exposed to now is a survivor community. Now, I was only representing first responders when I was lobbying with John Feal, but there's office workers, teachers, students. We represent over 2,000 students, kids that were 10, 11 years old on 9/11. We have, they move on with their lives. They go to college, they relocate, they come down with cancer. We have women 26 and 27 years old with breast cancer. Unprecedented in the general population.
Well, John, you were always an advocate on your show. You made us laugh, but you also made us think. Do you miss having that platform every day?
No, I think, working with John, working with Rich, Ray Pfeiffer, all the guys down in the halls, sometimes there's a great satisfaction. I love doing the show and I love being a part of it, but there is also a great satisfaction of you know, being with the team, working on something, getting your hands dirty a little bit, and really being able to work with people on an individual basis as opposed to sort of, as you know, you shout into the camera sometimes and you can feel a little helpless. But sometimes, you know, when you do it on the ground, and these guys, you know, they're relentless in their advocacy because they have to be. The resistance down in Washington was astonishing, and it was they had to walk through walls to get this done, and it continues to this day. You know, the gestation period for other diseases like mesothelioma, the pit down at Ground Zero, the only thing you can liken it to are you know, burn pits in like Iraq or Afghanistan. What these guys were exposed to is stunning.
And I got to go, but John, I look at you, I look at your eyes, I do see a tear. Is it because you're still having to fight, or is it because of all that has been lost?
Well, I think, you know, I've been to 181 funerals. It's every day. It's not just because the anniversary's coming. And so many of my friends who I walked the halls of Congress with are dead. And it's only going to get worse. You know, people always ask me the most common question I get, do you think we would have got the bill passed without John? And I like to think we would have. I don't think I want to test that theory. And I think we're going to have to go to John one more time. The Yankees had a great closer, Mariano Barrera, and John will be our Mariano again in 2020. Tens of thousands of people across our country, in every state, are sick from 9/11. It's not just a New York issue. There's a deadline coming. People are sick and dying, and I'm telling Congress here today that I'm coming. I'll be wearing bells, and I'll probably wind up punching them in the mouth.
Well, we know you to be very brave, and you've been brave every day since 9/11. Thank you for your service to both of you. John, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Let us tell the story.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.